Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Shokatullah Safi, the founder of TekGenie, and you are tuning into our new episode, which is all about tools and frameworks. Tools and frameworks which we'll be using for our project. An idea to MVP in 6 weeks' time. And we are in week 2 of that. In week 2, we are focusing on the system design, architecture, and the tools and frameworks which we are using. Now, there is a separate episode for the system design and architecture, but this one in particular is about the tools and frameworks which we will be using. Again, we would like to discuss it with the team and see what they want to say about that, what tools they want to use, what frameworks they want to use, and why they want to use that. So we will cue them into the call, and we will talk about that. The way you run these sessions is that everyone knows by now the ideation process has happened. They have looked at the project. They've had enough time to decide what tools are they using, and this kind of call is usually for making the final decision about those tools. And if anything is not selected in the right way, then we critique it and then change it for another tool, which will be used for development in the coming week. Again, the front end and the back end and whatever the design team is doing as well, the prototyping, any tools which they are using, any techniques, any frameworks which are being used will be discussed in this call. So let's hear from our team, and we will make a decision about our tools in this call. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Good to have you all in the meeting again. Thank you very much for joining us. I remember we haven't had our introductions in our previous meetings. Just for our audience sake, we will have a quick introduction, and then we will jump into the meeting, which is all about tool selection, tech stack, and what we are going to be using for this project. We are in week 2, and this week is all about the design, architecture, tool selection, and all of that is going to be in this week. So today's meeting is going to help us with these things. Now, before we move forward, can we have a quick round of introduction from everyone who is doing what? And just keep it brief about yourselves. Let's get started from someone, please.
I'll begin first. My name is Daniel Said, and I am the front-end engineer for the team. I am basically a Flutter engineer and have been working for the company for the past 2 years for the front ends. This time, I will be taking responsibility for some of the architecture of this application as well. And that is all.
I'll go next. Right, so my name is Shariar. I am the backend developer working for this company for over 1.5 years, almost 2 years, I would say. And we have quite an experience in backend services, microservices architecture, and also quite good experience in DevOps, basically the CI/CDs. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And you know, I make cool things cooler. So that's it.
All right, I'll go next then. Shozab Ali here. I recently joined the company and as an SQL engineer. My total experience is of around 5 years. I'm also certified from ISTQB, and I have also experience in automation as well. So I'll be taking on the challenges of totally parenting the testing strategies and techniques for the app and MVP that is to be delivered.
Good stuff. Thank you, Shozab. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. So I'm Bilal Bhatt over here. So I am a UI UX designer plus a graphic designer as well. So I am using a Figma to create a UI design, and also I'm using a AI tool for the creating a social media post as well. And for the editing video, we are using a different tool. For example, using a Premium Pro and the Filmora as well to create our social media video stuff.
Good stuff.
That's
Thank
it.
you very much, Bilal. Who wants to go next?
I'm going to next. This is Nilufar Zabi, and in this project, I'm going to work on the front side with Danny, inshallah.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Nilufar. Who wants to go next?
I'm Hosna Taeb, a graphic designer and UI UX designer, and I'm a member of Creatives team at TekGenie.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Hosna. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I want to go next. Hello, everyone. I'm Asmar Khani. I'm a graphic designer and a junior design UX UI designer. Currently, I'm working with the prototype of Scale Syncer as well, designing posters for our social media.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you very much, all. I think that's everyone. I think there is one person who is missing at the moment. Tayyab, who is helping on the back end with Shahryar. Okay. Thank you all. So this call is for tool selection techniques, methodology, and frameworks for our project. We are in week 2. The prototype is coming together. We are in week 2 of the 6 weeks journey for the MVP. So we are taking an idea from ideation stage all the way to MVP. Last week was all about ideation and prototyping. This week is going to be the architecture, tools, tech stack, and a little bit more preparation work before we go into development. So design and architecture is going to be big this week. What I need you guys to do is to talk to me about what have you decided in terms of front end, back end, development methodology, prototyping. What tools and techniques are going to be used to do this? Who wants to go first?
I'll take the lead on this one as well. So if we begin with the tech stack, I have been doing a bit of a research on one of the two stacks that we might be able to use. One would be the React stack, the other one being Flutter as well. So considering the team's resources and our expertise and skills, I would prefer to go with Flutter for the time being, because I and Nilufar both are more experienced on the Flutter side when compared with React. The other thing is that I had been thinking over the architecture and the implementation of this application, and I have it in my mind that we might be going for web as well as the phone side for these applications, even if it is a future possibility. So I want us to be as fluid and be able to maintain this code as possible. So if we go with React, the problem with that would be that we would have a bit more organization in the code, but the problem would be with our current skills would be the maintainability, because working with React Native and React JS would be kind of like working on two different platforms, because our current skills are not up to the current mark. Like basically, we would be slowing down our own process if we go on React, and we might miss the deadline for the 6 weeks. In regards to that, with Flutter, porting to web or porting from web to Android or iOS is pretty simple and pretty easy for us. We would just have to maintain the same code base. That being said, most of the things that we require for this application are available in both platforms. So My take is Flutter for this project, but we can do whatever you decide at the end.
Thank you, Danny. I'll go for the backend. Right,
Just
so
to wrap up on this side. So what Danny
Okay.
said was that we're going with Flutter because we have great command on that, and the team is well positioned to actually deliver the project with speed. Now, there might be certain advantages on the other tech stacks. However, not for this project, because we want to deliver this with a high speed. So Flutter in itself, as you mentioned, yes, good technology to select for this project. Thank you very much, Danny. Let's move swiftly to you, Shahryar. Go ahead, please, with what we are doing on the backend side.
All right, so for the backend, since I and Tayyib have researched on what that tech stack should we use, we came up with Flask because we're going to be following microservices architecture on the backend. What that means is basically all of the components of the applications will be divided into each component, and those will be basically hosted on cloud on GCP using CI/CD pipelines and robust Terraform services. We did quite argue on what to use in terms of the DevOps. You know, we came up with Jenkins and Terraform, but since we had prior experience in Terraform and we're going swiftly on this project, we decided that we'll be taking on Terraform, and for repository management we'll be using Bitbucket as our service. So these are the backend tech stacks we are going to be using. This is a brief explanation, and we can have a detailed explanation maybe later on when we further refine this.
Right, good stuff. Thank you, Shahryar, for that. So that is the backend. Who wants to go next?
I think I'll go next, sir. Sir, for the testing technology, may the front-end team and the back-end team choose. I'll be testing the same. For, I guess, bug tracking and test management and testing strategies, we'll be maintaining them over Jira and Confluence. So for, if need be, for automation in the future, I have chosen robot framework in Python. And I'll integrate it with Selenium if there is need be for automation in the future. So it'll be using simple human syntax, and there would be coding maintained in the background for that, so that it is easier and to read and maintainable for the basic normal human minds to read. Like, we'll be if there is a need to present it in front of the client, the code will be very easy to read and get to know about what's happening with the basic functionalities of the app. So it's very robust and it's very comprehensive, and it would be really easy to, you know, like get started with automation over the app, whether it's mobile app or it's web.
Great. Shows up. I think this is like the behavior-driven development, right? The BD,
Yep. It's both. Like once you give me all the builds and once we've tested it, we can go for both of it. Like, we can go for test-driven development and we can go for behavior-driven development. It's both. It's very easy for both.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So, Shozab, do you want to elaborate on your strategy and how does it embed from the beginning with the development process? Because mostly when you're looking after projects, you get to the final bits and then you start doing your testing and stuff. So how does it embed? Because this project is fast moving, we need to deliver very quickly, and you come into play from the very beginning. How are you embedding yourself into the whole journey as a
Yes,
SQA?
sir. We'll be implementing and following the agile methodology for this, and we'll be maintaining our Kanban boards over it. I'll be in full communication with the front end and back end team. Like, as soon as they code and as soon as they say just develop anything, I'll be there to test it. And we will be focusing on testing first approach. Like, we will just go with the flow. We will decide our flows, and once we've decided and logged our flows, we will be testing it. So once we've had our requirements and flows logged, we will be going with this approach, like test first. Like we will produce a bug-free software.
Okay.
That's
So
what I have in
basically,
mind.
so basically, shows up what you're saying is that whenever there's a new build or release from the front end, or there is another like release or endpoints have been made on the back end,
Yeah.
what you will do is you will communicate with us, and then you will give you the requirements, and then you can test it over your applications.
We will be deciding on the scope. You will be giving me the scope, what it is, and
Mhm.
I'll be communicating. Like we'll be locking it with each other. Like we are totally in sync with each other. Like every team, the creative team, the backend team, and the front end team, everybody knows what's going on in the app. So we are all on the same page, and then I'll be producing it and recording those results.
Test results and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Sir Safi will be there as a client, maintaining it and giving us the go ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Shozab, for that. I wanted to know from Danny's side as well, in terms of what is different on this journey than any other which we have taken, in order to make this fast and deliver this in a record time. What are you doing, and how are you changing your tactics, and how you're making sure that we are going to achieve this?
A lot of sleep and a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. Wow. There you go.
I think that's fair enough, sir. I think that's fair enough.
That is
This guy needs coffee. You know, he wakes up to coffee, and just yeah. This guy is the coffee man.
There you go.
Honestly, sir, I have been scratching my head over the whole flows and everything. Having prior Node.js experience, I was quite sure that I might be able to understand how the backend would be working on it. I had this minor discussion with Shariar and Tayyib previously, and have understood how the basics of Flask are working, and they're quite similar to what I have done in the past. So considering those things, I had been spending the past 2 days trying to develop flows basically for our MVP. Like, we identified a few requirements, and I divided them into modules, and we will be approaching them one by one. We won't be moving ahead until the previous module is up and running. It has been tested, it is completed. So once that is finalized, we'll move. So the idea with that is we're moving with two strategies right now. It's kind of like a waterfall model with sort of like a spiral model as well. So we will be going back with the flexibility to change, have minor adjustments in the code. But the main idea is that we will be shortlisting the requirements, and we will be finalizing most of the things before we move on to the next one. So by the end, we just have minor changes to make. That being said, on the theoretical side, for the practical part, we will be moving like the paper theory and the flow charts. I'll create those. I have created those basically, and I will be sharing them with the creatives team. What they will do is they're supposed to create the designs based on it, basically templates and layouts, not the final design. Once that is done, I'll try to implement the flow based on their designs with the flow charts on the front end side, give raw data, what kind of data I am expecting, what kind of data I will be sending to the backend team. They are going to handle that for me. And with combining our efforts on the backend and front end, we will give a final document to Shozab for testing. He will write cases on that because we are currently running on all cylinders. We don't have enough time to think of all the use cases, so he will be taking that responsibility for me. And while we work on the newer modules, he will be writing cases, the ones that we might even have left out for the previous models. And hopefully we would be finishing it in 2 weeks, one app at a time. Yeah.
Okay, so you're aiming to finish the parent app with the functionality first, and then move on to the education provider side afterwards. And you have changed your techniques, and you've adapted to a couple of models. in the same time in order to make sure that the speed is there, and we are not bound by certain boundaries. That's what I've understood from this. Thank you very much, Danny. It makes sense. How is it, Shariar? How are you guys making sure that this the speed is there and there is no deficiency whatsoever in the whole process of development?
So our strategy is pretty simple. We are having the refined requirements with ourselves. Then we decide how the flow works, just how Danny said, right? Then on the backend side, what we do is we basically create the models of modules. Basically, for parent, there is a parent module. For guardian, there's a guardian module. And as I've earlier discussed, that it's going to be microservices. So each component will be divided into their own module in their own service. So what me and Tayyab have been doing is we've been developing these modules one by one. Parent have been completed, guardians have been completed, child modules have been completed, as well as now we're currently working on the institute, where we will enroll and have qualifications listed out for the customers, I would say the parents. When they will be completing their profile, they'll be obviously fetching these qualifications and have them added to their profile. And those are going to be retrieved from the institute module that we are currently working on. So so far we have swiftly worked everything, and all of the services that I've just mentioned, they've been live and up on GCP. So we are up to the par for this pace, and inshallah things are going to be really, really good on our part.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. Before we go into the discussion of the design architecture, where you can speak a little bit about the microservices and the architecture a little bit more and the design a little bit more, let's summarize what we have as tools. Bilal, have you guys done your part on the tools or not yet?
So for the UX, we are choosing the Figma because Figma is an online tool and it's a very powerful tool creating UI designs. So yeah, that is why we pick up this one. So the strategy is when we receive requirement from the front end side, like from the Danny, so we creating a wireframe as per the requirement. So after creating the wireframe, we shifted all of the these wireframes to the design process. So give him a complete flow, like how the app looks like and how each and every flow works, start from the start to end. So this is like our strategy and the tool for the UI of this, like a parent side app. And also for the educator side, when we start working on it, we have a plan to create the UI for the educator like a web view.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Bilal. So it seems like you guys have been busy creating that. At some point, we'd love to see a demo of this. Maybe our next call can be about that. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add from your side, from the creative team?
So as per like a UI, we choose the Figma, and for the other like social media stuff, we are using an AI tool to create our social media post. And for the videos, we are choosing Adobe different tool like a Premium Pro, After Effects as well. So these are the things we are choosing, and also we are using AI technology to make our things more easier and faster as well.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So basically, what you're saying is that you are being assisted by AI, Okay,
exactly.
All right. That's good.
I mean,
that's
sorry, this is 2024. The person who knows how to use AI is going to be the one with the more success, I would say, because AI have developed in a very enormous.
Okay, so let's add tech stack. We'll put AI somewhere in there because all of you are using AI in certain ways. So Bilal has mentioned that it's helping them with the creation of some of their graphics and some of their posts going out online to our audience. Shariar, what do you guys use it for? What is the usage of the AI for you at the moment?
So currently, as of now, we are not using any AI. For example, like we are doing everything from scratch and from our own capabilities basically, and there hasn't been any need for AI currently, and there will be a need where we will be showing tips and information to the parents and children's. That way we can use AI capabilities to basically show the right audience the right kind of content they'll be expecting to see. Basically a good recommendation system would suffice.
So that's on the app side and the functionality of the app. I was more interested in your development process. What is the adaptability of AI? Maybe for your repository and stuff. If you're adapting any thing related to AI or not. Maybe your development process has you are boosting that somehow with the power of AI.
Sir, I wouldn't say much, but the last time I used AI for our basic development purpose was just to see where in the code we have mistakes, and where can the AI just tell us how we can fix it, and a bit of professional methodologies. But those were like something that we used like far back. So now we just do everything on our own.
Okay, all right, good stuff. Danny, anything you guys using at all?
Sir, I'm using basically the most common AI, ChatGPT, right now to speed up the process. Basically, I am heavily using it for the documentation part. I am prompting it for certain things, and it is giving me ideas and aspects to look into, some things that I have looked over, didn't focus much on them. Also, I will be using it in my coding as well to speed up my module creation for minor widgets, minor functionality, something that I don't want to code myself. I will ask him, for example, I'll just ask him to create the auth module for me. And basically, based on proper prompts, I'm sure it should be able to create what we need exactly with least amount of time.
All right, that makes sense. I would encourage using any tools available to yourselves. It's always good to boost the productivity because it will help us deliver the product sooner. So I would encourage that from all fronts. Whoever from the team can use it, and if you're looking for any tools which are like premium tools, just let me know, and we can get your subscription sorted, and use it while it's there. All right,
so let's get ChatGPT 4, and then we can start. Then Sir Bilal can also start generating art. So that would be
yeah, that is also my question.
Yes,
So,
let's get ChatGPT 4, boys.
well, there you go. That's not a problem. We can pay for a subscription for team or individual subscriptions, but let's make use of it. That would be amazing.
Yes,
all right,
for sure.
Good stuff. Thank you very much. So let's summarize just just say the highlights basically. Front end gone. What was the tech you were using?
We would be focusing with Flutter. Pretty much that's it. We have the integration of the databases that would be done with Firebase, basically with the backend.
Flutter, Firebase.
Yeah.
What else?
Doing them. And for authentication, I was thinking maybe we could work using Twilio. This is also will be used on both sides, backend and frontend. But this is up for discussion right now.
Okay. All right. Shahryar?
So for the backend, we are using Flask as our services, and then Terraform, GCP, Bitbucket, all of these stacks combined together to create our backend system. So yeah, and obviously Firebase for our authentication and data storage purposes, and all of those other functionalities, notifications, etc.
All right, good stuff. Shozab?
Sir, Postman for API management, and the robot framework for automation, Jira for bug management, and test strategy management, test case management, Confluence, and Kanban board to like track the progress of the team.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you. Bilal?
All right. So for the UI, we are using Figma and also Adobe Photoshop if there is any like a modification. So the both tools we are using for.
Okay, all right, good stuff. So in terms of the agile methodologies, which ceremonies are we currently doing? So I would are you doing your stand-ups and you're planning meetings, retrospect, and all of that? Is that in the plan, or are you going to be altering it in certain way?
So my idea is we will be taking Agile to the next step, basically. So like I mentioned, we would be using two different models, that's Spiral and Waterfall. So based on its requirements, basically for the requirements and how the SDLC is basically going to work. But I was thinking of maybe we can try it on ourselves as an experiment as well. So what I have in mind is that once this documentation part is finalized, we will have a roadmap basically for each and every individual of the team. And what we can do is we can divide those on daily basis. And we even without having those stand-ups, we would be knowing that what kind of task one person is doing, because it is already in a list, and once that is done, it automatically gets removed from the list. So
you're using a Kanban, you'll be doing that through a Kanban?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
But it's going to be a very messy Kanban board.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I think Kanban is a better option.
Yeah. Who will be managing it?
I vote for Shozab.
Sir, I would root for Shozab as well. Yeah, Shozab, are you up for the challenge? Yeah, let's go. Jira for
I
bug
am up
tracking
for
and
the challenge,
management.
but that's a very casual way to
All in favor for the new Scrum Master.
The new Scrum
wow.
Master. Okay, let's go.
Wow,
Let's
Shozab,
vote.
alright.
Let's vote
You've
for
been
Shozab.
voted for the Scrum Master role,
Yes.
So there you go, Bilal says, yes.
I like Sir Bilal's word more.
Sir Bilal is standing up for Shozab. He's like, yeah, I'll vote for you, in the coming elections.
There you
I
go.
support
There
you,
go.
Shozab. I support you.
Shozab, we support you.
And I need all your support.
Well, there you go. We have a Scrum Master and the person who can look after the Kanban board. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Is there anything you guys want to add before we close the call?
Yep. I think communication is going to play a key part in this MVP delivery. So I'd expect each and every one of us as individual team players to get the communication going.
Sir, basically, Shozab wants the release notes from Danny.
Yeah, like I'm trying to implement a proper process. Like I don't want the release or builds on the WhatsApp group, man. Like come on, we're living in 2024.
Shozab,
One-
don't worry, man, we
one-liner
love you.
release notes. I
there you
don't.
go.
Master is
There you go.
abusing his authority, sir.
He is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God! All right. Well. Look, there might be some valid demand in there. So let's see if we can give him the release notes next time. Right.
all in favor release notes.
Yes.
I would
Right.
really appreciate for Danny to actually write the release notes and
Yeah, I'm voting for Danny.
This is such a prestigious and intellectual job that I would want Nilüfer Zabi to take over for that.
wow, let's go. Wow, we
Amazing.
support
Nilüfer, are you
Wow.
looking forward to do that?
Shifting your burden to another guy.
No, that's
No,
like a
they
job.
are a
That's
team.
like
They
a
are a team.
responsibility,
They can do that. They can.
Shows up just
can
how you'll
share
be tracking
respons-
everything.
Yeah, I will. Because I
Then
don't know anyone.
Nilüfer will be doing the release notes and stuff. We can have that.
There you go. It's settled. It's settled. All right, people. Thank you very much for this. So our tools, frameworks, and way of working has been decided for the next 6 weeks for this project, not 6 weeks. We've got 4.5 left now. So that's decided, that's locked. Any issues, any concerns, just let's discuss it again. But for the time being, we will move forward this way. Thank you very much, all. Our next session is going to be about system design and architecture. We'll meet again, okay? Thank you all.
For sure,
All right,
sir.
so
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.